So the game I'm playing today is called Chime. Chime is an indie game that was initially released exclusively for the Xbox 360 in February of 2010, and was later ported to PC in September of that year, and the PlayStation 3 in March of 2011. It's a music-driven puzzle game, and the best way I can describe it is that it's basically Tetris meets Lumines. In fact, this game is so similar to Lumines in particular that it might as well be the spiritual successor to that game. Now, I might as well quickly describe what Lumines was in case you have no clue what I'm talking about. Lumines was a puzzle game that came out for the PSP a long time ago, and it was pretty unique. You had these giant squares that were colored orange and white, and you had to attach squares of the same color to each other, and there was this lion that would move through the grid that you were placing all the squares down on, and once the timeline moved over the squares that you've chained together, it would delete them, and you would score points from that. Well, Chime is literally the same premise, except instead of gigantic squares, you're combining tetrominos together. Now, what is really cool about Chime is that it was originally developed for a charity known as One Big Game. One Big Game were also the publishers of Chime, and I have no idea if they publish any other games. Chime might have been the only title they released commercially, but for a certain period of time following the game's official launch on the Xbox 360, the developers of Chime, Zoe Mode, would be donating a portion of the revenue generated from Chime to charity, and they also did the same for the Steam edition of Chime, which is the edition I'm playing. Now, I have no idea if they're still doing this with the original Chime. The thing is, they did actually release a sequel to Chime not too long ago, called Chime Sharp. And at the time I picked this game up, I was not aware there was a sequel to Chime. I'm still thinking about playing the sequel, but for now I just wanted to show off the original game where it all began. Now, I've already played through the entire game. There's only about 6 levels, so I'm gonna try and make the actual gameplay here as short and simple as I possibly can make it. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to try not to take an hour to demonstrate what I want to show off in this video, because this game does not have a lot of content to begin with. So with that being said, let's just get into it. So on the title screen, you have 2 different modes. You have time mode and free mode. Under normal circumstances, free mode is locked until you pass at least one of the levels in time mode. So we click on this right here. This is the default mode of the game. So you can choose a time limit right here. You can choose either 3 minutes, 6 minutes, or 9 minutes, but because I want to keep this short, I will just set it to 3 minutes for now. And then you have 6 different songs you can choose from right here. You have Brazil by Philip Glass, Pray for Silence by Paul Hartnell, also known as Orbital, Oh Yeah by Moby, Spilled Cranberries by Marcus Schulz, Disco Ghost by Fred Deacon, aka Lemon Jelly, and I guess the developers at Chime must have had some sort of partnership with Valve, because Still Alive from Portal is even playable in this game. So as you can see, I played all of these already because I have scores on them. I'm gonna explain this coverage percentage in just a moment, so we'll choose this one first. We'll choose the Brazil song. Hints and tips: every time you make a quad, you build up a score multiplier. So we're at stage 1 right here. We gotta get ready, and we're just gonna go. We have to go right away because the time's already counting down. So what you gotta do here is that you need to create quads. How exactly do you create quads? Well, you do that by combining all of these tetrominos together. The main way you want to play this is by, well, there you go, I just built a quad right there. What you want to do is that you want to try and piece all of these tetrominos together, and you want to make sure that you're not leaving any empty spaces. You want to try and fill the entire grid right here. That's actually what the coverage percentage is. So you want to try and arrange the tetrominos in a way so that they are taking up a certain amount of space, and there's no empty space between them. And that way you can create quads. So there we go, I already got a 5x multiplier. Now, it does delete, it doesn't delete the entire tetromino pieces, as you can see. It does leave some garbage behind, which you do need to clean up, because that's the beat line right there, that white line that's moving across the grid. After a little while, like when it makes a few turns, or after it moves across the entire grid a few times, as you can see, these little blocks right here are changing color. And I need to be quick in order to get rid of them with some more quads, because if I don't, I will lose my multiplier. Also, I have no idea why, but sometimes when the timeline goes off the screen and it comes back, I can very faintly see the game flash momentarily. Not only that, but I feel like the music doesn't sync up perfectly at times. Oh my god, I just made like a giant quad right there. So, yeah, I don't know. It does seem like the game is somewhat glitchy, at least on PC, but they're just very minor occurrences, so it's mostly just nitpicking for me. So, all of the shapes that you get here are random, much like, actual Tetris right here. But as you can see, it does play out a lot more like, a Tetris version of Lumines. Yeah, I just lost my multiplier because I wasn't able to clear up all the garbage on the other side of the screen. Thankfully, that does clear up, part of the grid, though, so I can see a lot better. So as for the coverage, you want to try and cover the entire grid with quads. And in order to beat all of these levels, in order to unlock the next one at least, you need to get at least 50% of the grid covered with quads. Now, this is not really that much of a problem for me because I already unlocked all of the stages in the game, so that's not really something I need to worry about. If I don't end up getting 50% coverage, I'll just move on to the next stage. Simple as that. But as you can see, I'm kind of making a mess of the grid here. So yeah, you do want to be smart about this. You want to try and place all of these in a good fashion, one that doesn't cause the entire grid to become a complete mess. I'm normally not good at doing that, as you can clearly tell. I'm trying to get my my multiplier back here. My high score is 793,000. Now, placing down tetrominoes also influences the music. You may be able to tell that as the timeline moves over the tetrominoes, it does create some musical notes. And the more tetrominoes you have down on the grid, the more notes you can create. So you do have direct influence over the music in this game. And as you cover more of the grid with the quads, the music will intensify. So that's one of the things I really like about Chime. It has a dynamic soundtrack, and the music changes depending on how you're playing. And I am playing very horribly right now, but somehow the music is still bringing in some new instruments here, as you can see. So yeah, it intensifies over time, depending on how you play. So if you just leave it at like a very low coverage, then the music will be pretty calm and collected. But as you start getting more coverage, it just keeps intensifying more and more, then the real instruments start coming in. Yeah, these shapes right here you definitely want to get, because these ones that have like what do I want to say here? Well, not the ones that, well, these ones are kind of good as well, because I could like stick these really long ones into it, like these ones that I have right here, although I can't do it like that. Yeah, the ones with like the hooks on it. But yeah, those ones that comprise of like 4 squares and then one that's just sticking out, those ones are very good to get, because they take up the most amount of space, so you can just chain those together and create quads very easily. Unfortunately, I didn't actually beat the level because I only got 47% coverage, but that's fine. We can just move on to the next level because I already unlocked it. Yeah, so it said there that a bigger quad will score you more points, which is indeed true. You can get a much bigger multiplier by chaining a whole bunch of quads together in rapid succession. And you can also increase the size of the quad as well. As you can see, it's filling up with color. If you want to keep that score going, though, before it gets filled up with color, then just keep attaching quads to it, so you can get a much higher score. Now, in some of the levels, you will receive different pieces. Like, for instance, I think only in the For Silence level, well, the first level of Chime, where you get introduced to the L-shaped tetrominoes, is in the For Silence level. These ones don't appear in the Brazil level. Oh geez, hang on a second. I may have a good chain going. Actually, what am I doing here? Hang on a second, I gotta think about this. This thing looks like a baton. Yeah, so I'm trying to place these together so that they're not, they're taking up as much space as possible. There we go, so I can actually try and create these quads. So you have to use your time wisely in this game. Now, thankfully, depending on how much coverage you get, like if you get a certain number of coverage, you'll actually receive a time bonus, so you can receive additional time. So that way you can get more time trying to earn the 50% coverage right here. And the way this works is that you move the cursor around in order to move the tetrominoes around, and then you left-click to place them down. You can right-click to rotate them, and yeah, it's as simple as that. There are no other controls other than that, so doesn't get any more complex than that. It's a very casual puzzle game, much like Tetris, actually. Let's see where I can put this. Yeah, I can place this right in here to create that quad. Try and stick some of these in here. Because the reason I'm not getting quads on these ones, I think, is because there's like very tiny squares on the grid that I'm not covering up right here. The parts of the grid that are shaded in purple are the parts that you've already covered. After you've covered those parts, you just want to avoid them altogether and try going down towards the parts that you haven't covered yet, the ones that are just completely black. You want to try and fill those in. Let's see if I can actually get to 50% coverage. Also, it doesn't matter what time limit you're playing on. You could be playing on 3-minute or 6-minute or the 9-minute time limit. The game does not care what time limit you're playing on. As long as you're able to get 50% coverage within the allotted time, then you will unlock the next level. So that's the only requirement. Get 50% coverage and you are good to go. Also, as for the music in this game, I love it. I love it to death, especially for silence. The music in this game is just absolutely lovely. Beautiful, beautiful vocals in the background. And of course, when you create the quads, I should mention, it creates a purple square, but the purple square only gets removed when the timeline moves over it. And sometimes it creates like voice samples or even instrument samples like it does in Brazil. It's really nice. I really love this game's use of dynamic soundtracks. It's so lovely. It's a nice, relaxing little puzzle game, which I appear to be playing a lot of as of late. But this is not one of the puzzle games from the developers of Clocky or Art of Gravity. No, I'm done playing their games for quite some time. Mainly because they don't have any other games to play. I played their entire library of games that they've developed over the years. Because they only consist of like 5. Also, I am like really filling up the grid with garbage right here. Wow, I only have like 39% coverage. What am I doing here, for goodness sakes? There we go. Get some quads in there and place this in here. Okay, yeah, that's nice, that's nice. Actually, I did get a little bit of a time bonus, so hang on. Could we bring it back? Could we potentially bring it back? I don't think I'm gonna be able to. If the grid gets blocked entirely, the game will remove every block that you place down, so you can keep on placing them. Because there is no game over that you can obtain other than the time running out. Okay, hang on. Hang on a moment. Some of you guys are gonna need to like go over this way. Okay, what did I get from that? I still don't think I got enough. Yeah, I only got 48%. I keep getting so close, for goodness sakes. Yeah, that's the total score for the level. I think I am beating my other scores, like my previous high scores, though. Then it shows you your total overall score, so all the points you collected through all of the levels combined. You'll also notice that it says Stage 1 right here. When you manage to cover the entire grid, it does take you to Stage 2? I don't really know what the difference is. I tried getting to 100% coverage in free play mode, which I was able to do, and it took me to Stage 2, but all it appeared to be was the exact same grid, except everything was covered in already. I don't really know what the difference is. I don't know if it's just a much harder version, or if you can just kind of screw around in it. I really have no idea what the difference is. And the Ooh Yeah level is where we get introduced to the plus-shaped Tetrominoes. And they're incredibly annoying because I can never figure out a way to attach Tetrominoes to these frigging things without leaving some tiny squares exposed. I'm gonna try and do my best here. I really do like this music in particular, though. This Ooh Yeah. You have the you have the very cheesy robotic voices in the background. Here we go. This is all orange right here. They all have different color palettes to levels. Let's see if I can try and do this correctly this time, though. I'm gonna try and build over this way if I possibly can. Here we go. There we go. Got those got those quads right there. Just need for that to get out of the way. My score is the least of my worries right now. I just want to try and see if I could do this with 50% coverage. Again, to make it easier on yourself, you could just go to 6 or 9 minutes, but I'm trying to not take the most amount of time possible with this video, so I want to just try and get this done. Maybe I could show off all of these levels in this video, actually, because that wouldn't take too long. It is what I'm going to do, and that was my initial plan anyway. Here we go. Get that big Tetromino. I'm gonna place it like this, yeah, right here, so I can create that. I could wait for the timeline to move that quad out of the way, but I think I'm just gonna continue building downwards. There we go. That's a little more efficient. Yeah, these ones are a little bit tricky as well, the ones that move in a zigzag motion. Yeah, so it's kind of like playing Tetris, but it's like you have a gigantic grid and they're not falling. So there really is like no risk of failure at all. So it's a little bit easier to play than Tetris, or at least it's Tetris without all the stress, I guess you could say. Even though Tetris is not that stressful of a game, but You know what I mean. It does increase in difficulty over time. You know, the pieces start falling a lot quicker, but you can just place them at your own accord. You can do this at your own pace, even though you do have a time limit. But you know, just gotta take your time with this. Just gotta take your time. Listen to this really funky music. That's gonna leave a space empty, so maybe like this. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's very nice. Could I do something with you? Do something with you to try and move some of you out of the way? Okay, well, I lost my multiplier. That's okay. We can just get it back. We can just get it back. It's not a big deal. Maybe I should place some, like, right over here, perhaps. Yeah, here we go. Place it in here. Get that top part. Yeah, so all of the grids have different shapes in each of the levels too. And when the outline of the Tetrominoes is red, that means you just can't place it down. I'll place it over here. Okay, that's not exactly where I wanted to place it. I want to put it right up against the wall, but I can move my mouse a little bit too much. What about over this way? Where could I put this? Place you right in there. There we go. Got a little bit of a quad going. Okay, I need to try and clean up the garbage that I put on the bottom. Gotta try and find a way to fix this. Oh god, that's not how to fix it. I think I just made it worse by doing that. There we go. Got a little bit of that. Got a little bit of that in there. What can I do with this plus? I did get a coverage bonus actually, so I got a little bit of time back. Come on here. I don't think I'm getting the ones that I want. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Why is that not doing anything? What am I doing wrong here? Come on, do something, please. No, I can't attach you right in there. Well, in that case, I'll place you somewhere else then. That's not a big deal. It's not a big issue in the slightest. You're way too tall, so I'll place you up this way. Okay, it's just giving me the same pieces. I want to try... Well, I mean, that could work. Okay, that gives me a double quad, actually. Oh, geez, okay. I wasn't even paying attention to the time limit. Please. There we go. There we go. Go on a quad rampage. Go on a quad rampage. That's probably still not going to be enough, is it? No, you'll know that it's not enough, because when you do get 50% coverage, it'll have another message right after time up that says impressive. When it gives you the impressive prompt, that means you cleared the stage. And to tell you the truth, I did manage to clear most of these stages on the much higher time limits. That was honestly the only way I was able to even unlock most of these levels. But now we're on Spilled Cranberries, where everything is pink, which is not the color of cranberries at all. Well, actually, more like purple. Okay, let's see if we can try and do this. And the grid is split into two separate locations, so there's technically two grids here. I'm gonna try and see if we can create some beautiful music, while also playing Tetris and Lumines at the same time. I don't know if this game was inspired by Lumines. Like, I have no idea if the developers ever said it was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, though, because it's incredibly similar. Little quad right here. I'm gonna try and get the upper grid as well, but I'm just gonna try and place these into... So yeah, all the Tetrominoes you get in all the stages are completely different. Here, I'll put them on top of each other. Yeah, stack them on top of one another. Place it upside down. Here we go. I'll put this in the middle, and then I can place it like this right here, yeah, to create a rectangular quad. I can't put you in the middle, but yeah, there's going to be a little space in there, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I can do that, though. Yeah, very nice. That increases the length of the quad. Okay, there we go. I think I'm doing this... I think I found a bit of a more efficient way to do this right here. Yeah, then it resets the timer on the quad right here, so you can continue building it before it gets chopped up by the timeline right here. I'm gonna try and see if I can build some stuff right in here, possibly. Yeah, move this right in there to create that 9x quad. My goodness. Yeah, I'm getting a pretty big multiplier that I am definitely about to lose because I see something flashing on that part of my screen. Yeah, but the multiplier that you currently have on the quad you just built doesn't get diminished, so that's good at least. You get to keep that. So the game doesn't cheap out on you in that regard. So that's another thing I like. I can place it right in there. Here we go. I'm gonna try and get the top grid right here. I just think that way I'll be able to do this a lot quicker. Move it like this. Oh, there we go. Get a really big quad in there. Very nice indeed. Place it in like that. Very good. Very good. I like this. I very much like this, especially the music as well, but I want to try and get this music to intensify a little bit. Actually, speak of the devil, it just did. Okay, so that means I'm doing good things. Wait, like this. There we go. Yeah, because the other way to do it wasn't all that efficient. Place this in here like that. There, very nice. Very nice. But I don't wanna just focus on the parts of the grid that I already covered, because then I want to start building outwards. That's what I want to try doing after that. That's the ideal strategy. Just place that in there. Okay, we're at 37 minutes, or 37% coverage, but I only have 1 minute to do this. Let's see, because I wasn't able to do this one in the allotted time of 3 minutes, so I want to see if I can actually. Okay, there we go. I got a little bit additional time actually. So I'm not entirely sure how much coverage you actually need to get, because I was not really paying attention to it when I was playing this off screen. But I think you have to get maybe 10 or 20%, and for each percentage of coverage you obtain, then you'll earn about 20 or 30 seconds of bonus time. Look, there's a lot of empty space over here. Build down this way. Build down this way. Okay, there. Very good indeed. Very nice. Okay, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Is there any way I can fit that in there? Yes, I definitely can. No way to fit that in there, however. Just build that downwards then in that case. Okay, I'm really not noticing just how fast this timer is. Good lord. This doesn't feel like 3 minutes have gone by. Come on here. Gotta get it up. Gotta get it up. Very good. Okay, there. Nice quads right there. Place all this stuff right here. There's something I can make. Yes, something I can make and also break. Oh geez. I don't think I'm even gonna get it on this. No, I didn't get the impressive prompt. Jeez, what is with this? Like, I always get close to 50%, but then I just completely flop it. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Just keep on going. This is the second to last stage right here. This is the one with the face, Disco Ghost. All right, let's get funky then in that case. Here we go. Then we have these really odd-looking tetrominos right here that we get introduced to. There we go. Very nice. Bring the intensity. Bring the funkiness. I'll try building up this way here, because it's split into like different segments. Yeah, it creates music. You even see music notes flying out of it. I really do like this. I just like the aesthetic and everything. God, 1 minute has already passed here. Yeah, so you really need to go fast in this game. The game really discourages laziness. It really does. So let's try and maybe build this. Yeah, just build that up here so I can place this in here. There we go. In order to get that quad made. Yeah, I'll place you right in that spot. Sure. Maybe I'll try placing. I'll try building downwards in the meantime. There we go. Got another coverage bonus. Okay, yeah, I think it might be 10% then, because that was 20% and I got the time bonus. Got some more coverage. Okay, we're at 23%. Let's try and make this the 50% run right here. Because I am going to try and play Still Alive, but getting 50% on that's not going to matter, because that is the final stage. I won't unlock anything else if I get 50% on that. Gotta be some way I can align these. Okay, fine, in here then, in that case. In here. Why is that not doing anything? Okay, thank you. Thank you for actually doing something. Thank you for doing what you're told. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff that's about to get deleted here. If I can squeeze that in. Okay, well I can squeeze it in now, because everything else just got deleted due to my stupidity. Oh, I can't arrange it in the way I want. I want the upper piece to be there, but I can't orient it like that. It won't let me. Put this right here though, because that creates another quad on the bottom. There we go. I gotta try building to the left, the top left right here. Gotta get some coverage in here. There we go. Just fit it all in. Fit it right in there. Can't do it like that because there's all sorts of garbage in the way. There, like this, however, that works with the long tetrominos, the eye-shaped tetrominos right here. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, now it's actually giving me the stuff I want. Yeah, so it's definitely RNG based, depending on what tetrominos you actually receive. It is random, much like Tetris. You just gotta hope that it gives you what you want. 32% right now. Okay, I need to continue building at the bottom. I think that's my best bet right now. Yeah, if I bring this tetromino outwards, if I extend that one outwards, then I can get all sorts of stuff going right here. Then I need to wait for that to actually get destroyed by the beat line. So please do that quickly. The only problem is that it does waste time waiting for that thing, because it's timed with the music. It's timed with like the 8 notes of the music in particular, so it just wastes a lot of time. Jeez, I'm already down to like 20 seconds. How is this happening? Get to the 40% coverage here, please. See, then you need to start being a little more specific, though, because then you only have, like, tiny squares that aren't covered, but everything else is surrounded with purple. Wow, this is just, like, an absolute mess here. What did I even create here? Just all sorts of trash. Wow, I did even worse that time. Okay, never mind. I guess I'm not going to get my wish. Fine, let's just go to the freaking portal level. This one is pretty cool, though. As you can see, it does have the portal symbols in the background. But also, it has still alive, of course, but it also has the colors of the repulsion and propulsion gel for the tetrominos, and you can kind of create your own arrangement of the music too by placing down all the tetrominos here. We have three different sections of the grid, and this one is a lot smaller too, so you can earn coverage on this one a lot easier because of that. So I'm gonna see if I can actually do it. I'll make this one to 50%, but I wish I could have gotten 50% on the other ones. I did off-screen, but that was only on, like, the 9-minute time limit. I wanted to see if I could try and do it a lot faster, but whatever. Whatever, then. Yeah, so there's just GLaDOS singing in the background. I have no idea how distracting that is to you guys in particular, but I'm still, gonna try and commentate over it. I do actually have my volume turned down quite a bit. Not the volume in OBS, but, like, my laptop volume, because I knew that the music was definitely going to distract me, and it was going to make it very difficult to commentate, so that's kind of why I chose to do that. Okay, I have no idea what's happening to the game right now, but it was just freaking out there for a moment. Okay, well I just completely lost my multiplier there because I wasn't paying attention. Sure, build this on top. Actually, I'm gonna take control of these ones right here. Gonna try and fill this in to the best of my abilities, which is usually not very good. I'm not that skilled at this game. I mean, I definitely understand it. It's not that difficult to understand puzzle games like this, but I'm gonna try. There we go. Very good. Just wanna try and take out the smaller sections right here, so I can at least get some coverage. At least I got the time bonus right here. Very good. Okay, I'm putting a lot of, like, empty spaces in here. It's because of the T is right here. This is not ideal in the slightest. How about you go right there? Yes, I need more of these blocks in particular. These are the ones I want, because it allows me to fill up space a lot quicker. There we go, very nice indeed. Then I can place that one just fine. That's not a big issue. There, let's get some space filled up right here. I will put this, yeah, right in there. That's okay. There, got a nice big quad. And then you get coverage a lot faster that way. Very nice. Yeah, that's the ideal quad you want to go for. Put those two side by side, and then whatever the heck else I put below it, because I already don't remember. Chain the T's together. I can't chain anything down here though, unfortunately. Can do this. No, that's not gonna work. This is not gonna work either, so I think I'll just place it over here to create another quad. No, I didn't screw myself over. I just needed the long eye tetromino. You can probably do it for here as well. Very good. Place it right in there. Place that right in there. I need to get some of the side grid as well, so I can get more coverage on that. Come on here, make it 50. Make it 50, please, because I know I can do this. Place it in the corners. The corners is the next part we have to tackle. There we go, right there, and place the T in the middle. Well, since everything's cleared up now, I can actually go and do that a lot more efficiently now. Yes, very good. That's exactly what I want. Okay, let's use the long eye tetrominos right here. Very good. Okay, yes. Now I'm actually getting kind of lucky with this because it's giving me exactly what I want here. Or maybe it's not. How is that not creating? How's that not creating stuff? Okay, it creates one right there. The game is like freaking out right now, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but good lord, what is going on? Okay, yeah, I did get the 50% coverage actually, so that's good. In fact, we're almost at 60. We're almost at 60. Can we get to 60? I want to see if I can try and make it there. Oh, please. That's not quite 60. Come on here. Could something get deleted, please? Okay. Well, we still got the impressive, right? Yeah, we did get the impressive. The game thought that performance was very impressive, indeed. Okay, cool. So I guess the last thing I'll show off then is free mode. So, free mode is self-explanatory. There is no time limit. You can place down tetrominos wherever you desire. And when you get 100% coverage in this mode, you will receive an achievement, which I already did receive. So you can just place down all the sorts of garbage wherever you want. It is kind of hard for the grid to get blocked though, because most of the time, even when you're placing down random tiles, most of the time it still creates quads anyway, because they're spaced so close together. But that's all there really is to say about that. Free mode is just a mode where you can just kind of dick around and do whatever the heck you want. But it's not really anything special, honestly. But I guess if you're an achievement hunter, there is an achievement you can obtain for getting 100% in this mode, if you actually care about achievements. But I just wanted to get to 100% here because I wanted to see what would happen, and yeah, what happens is not exciting in the slightest. Okay then, so that is Chime. That was technically a full playthrough of the game, guys. There's only 6 levels. I also showed off free mode for like a minute. It's really not a special mode in the slightest. You just play the same levels, except you don't have a time limit, so you can just take as long as you want. I think it would be fair to consider this the spiritual successor to Lumines. I mean, it's got pretty much every gameplay mechanic from that particular franchise. A music-driven puzzle game where you have to combine squares together in order to create quads. More quads you create, the higher score you get. You can chain them together in order to get a score multiplier. The beat line, which moves in tandem with the music, can delete the quads. You can directly influence the music by placing down tetrominos and having the beat line move over them, and also by creating quads and having the beat line delete them, which I don't remember if you were able to do that in Lumines. You might have been able to, but it's been so long since I played the demo of Lumines 2 in particular. My memory is pretty fuzzy when it comes to that game. Even though I only played the demo version of Lumines 2 on Every Extend Extra, I actually played the demo of Lumines 2 more than Every Extend Extra. I think I even mentioned that in the video I made of EEE. A very unique puzzle game, and I had a lot of fun playing it back in the day, but I don't think that series is in development anymore. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's been a pretty long time since the last Lumines game came out. In fact, I think Lumines 2 might be the most recent one, and that came out in, like, what, 2006? So I am glad that its legacy lives on via Chime, and there is a new Chime game out now that came out in, I think 2016. It was originally in early access, but eventually the full version came out about a year later. I am still thinking about making a video of Chime Sharp just to highlight the differences between the new game and its predecessor. The reviews it's received appear to be a lot more mixed than the original Chime, so it seems like there are some things about it that fans of the original did not like, because it's user reviews in particular. I'm not talking about professional reviews, but I'll try it out sometime soon just to see why some people have concerns with it. Anyway, if you want to purchase Chime, the link's in the description. It's available on both PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. It's only $5 on Steam, so go purchase the game and support a good cause, because that money is going to charity, even though this game came out like 8 years ago, and I'm not actually sure if it is still going to charity even after all this time. Like if Zoe Mode keeps receiving revenue from sales of Chime in 2018, I'm still not sure if that money is still going to charity. I assume it would, because if they had no plans on ever discontinuing that, I would assume I'm supporting a good cause. I hope I am. Whatever, it doesn't matter how old the game is. It's fun. That's all that matters. I played games from the 70s on this channel in the past. The only thing that really matters about them is not their age, just the fact that they're fun. Although, to be fair, Indy 500 really hasn't aged well looking back at it 40 years later. But hey, it was a much simpler time back then. I mean, 5 years prior to that, you had the Magnavox Odyssey, and literally all you could do with that was control a square on a blue screen. Technically, there weren't even games for that console. That's how primitive video games were back then. But the most important part is that you had fun playing them. That's all that matters, in my honest opinion. Anyway, that concludes my psychotic rant for the day. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video I make. Later!